All right, hello again, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. So tonight we're going to continue with the Baseball History Collection Decade League is what this is. This is a subset of the Baseball History Collection. The new version, or the updated Baseball History Collection, will be out this coming Wednesday, 28 June. So looking forward to that. But this is hopefully going to be a fun league. We did 3 games on this on Saturday. It was a lot of fun, and uh, logos and everything don't come with the game. These are ones I designed, but if anybody would like them or whatever, if you have the Baseball History Collection, let me know. Tonight we're going to have the Keiners versus the Gehrigs. So that's the decade great 1940s versus the 1930s. Bob Feller versus Carl Hubbell. Let's get to it. And we'll be at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. Okay, so let's see here. Got a righty on board. And let's go. All right, it is opening day at Sportsman's Park, and this is the 1940s, the Keiners versus the 1930 Lou Gehrigs. Bob Feller will take the mound for the Keiners, and Carl Hubbell for the Gehrigs. So 64 degrees at game time. Winds are calm, and no rain in sight. So let's play ball.
Play ball!
All right, the starting lineup here for the Lou Gehrigs in left field, Joe Ducky Medwick. In center, Earl Averill. In right, Paul Wayner. At first base, Lou Gehrig. At second, Charlie Gehringer. At short, Archie Vaughn. At third, Harlan Clift. Catching, Black Mike, Mickey Cochran. And pitching, Carl Hubbell. Yeah, I don't know, World's Worst Gamer. Dave Gardner says it's too loud. Some guys say it's too loud, some days too soft. Don't know. Hope you're well too. Yeah, sorry. Don't know how to fix it. I have no idea. Yeah, people are hearing it in different ways. I have no idea. But thank you and hope you're well too. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it, World's Worst Gamer. All right, Wally Moses will lead it off here for the Keiners. Wally Moses, a 302 average last season, 15 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Carl Hubbell finishing his warm-up pitches, and we're ready to go in this league. And Moses sends this one high to left, this one back, this one deep, and this one way out of here. So Carl Hubbell on the 2-1 pitch surrenders a home run to the leadoff hitter, Wally Moses. So the Keiners getting a run on the board. 4 pitches into the game. Hey, there's Nathaniel Lentz. Jeez, I'll get that right someday. Whoops. And as promised, Nathaniel, you now have the wrench. You now are a moderator. So as soon as you type again, you'll see a blue wrench. A lot of players did that, Jackass Whiskey. Ted Williams was another one, certainly. And also, respect to the guys in the First World War as well, especially Pete Alexander, who actually fought on the Western Front. So I always like to throw that in because World War I seems to get forgotten in America a little bit. All right, here's Mickey Vernon, first baseman, acquired from the Washington Senators. 309 average for him last year, 17 home runs, 90 runs batted in. Carl Hubbell touched up for that home run. So by Wally Moses. Let's see if he can settle a little bit. Carl Hubbell should be bringing the fadeaway, or what we know now as the screwball. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and this one sent to left. Averill covering a lot of territory on the track in front of the wall at Sportsman's Park. Makes the catch for out number 1, and there's Gary Soro. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you guys. All right, you missed a good one last night, some of you. It was the finale between the Providence Grays and of 1884 and the 1912 Boston Red Sox, and the Providence Grays advance. So it was a good game. We'll be continuing that probably tomorrow night. All right, here's shortstop Lou Boudreau. Boudreau, 302 average last year, 5 home runs, 73 runs batted in. Mickey Cochran sets the target for Carl Hubbell. Here is the wind and the 0-2 and the curveball in there for strike 3. So Hubbell picks up his first strikeout of the game, and that's 2 away. And Ralph Kiner, here he is, batting cleanup. Acquired from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Kiner with a 280 average, 36 home runs, 135 or 115 runs batted in for Kiner. Patrolled left field for the Pittsburgh Pirates in some of their leanest years. And for a time was second only to Babe Ruth and may still be in home run frequency. So the lefty Hubbell ready to deal to Ralph Kiner. Here's the wind in the 0-1 fastball. Kiner sends this to left, this one high, and this one is out of here. Open the window, Aunt Minnie. 2 homers by the 1940s Kiners here, top of the first, and it is 2-0. So Carl Hubbell, not known for giving up a lot of home runs, touched up for 2 here in the first. And here's Joe Flash Gordon, formerly of the Yankees. 282 average for him, 27 home runs, 98 runs batted in. 2 home runs in the inning. And we're just in the top of the first. Carl Hubbell with the delivery. And Gordon come back to the mound. Hubbell quickly fires onto Lou Gehrig at first for out number 3. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors after a half an inning. It's the Kiners 2 and the Gehrigs coming to bat. As Paul Wainer steps in. Maybe a discussion for another night. I would say World War I was more horrific for more reasons than just that. Absolutely. But it was definitely, yeah. Paul Wainer, known as Big Poison, long-time Pittsburgh Pirate right fielder. Wainer with a 383 average, 14 home runs, 94 runs batted in. Rapid Robert Feller deals now to Wainer. The 1-2 fastball, base hit, left field. This one past a diving Lou Boudreau into left. Kiner gets the ball back in. Paul Wainer is on at first. Wainer with 10 steals last season. And here is second baseman Charlie Gehrigs. He was acquired from the Detroit Tigers, a 339 average, 16 home runs, 108 runs batted in for Charlie Gehrigs. Wainer with his lead off first, Feller with a check of the runner. And here's the pitch. And there goes Paul Wainer, the throw down, and Paul Wainer is safe. So Harry Danning, the catcher here, comes up gunning, but Wainer wins this race. So a runner in scoring position, the Gehrigs, threatening to cut this lead in half. And Gehrigs back in the box, and the 0-1 delivery. Fastball. And this one missing. And this is a wild pitch, and he walked in the wild pitch, and Paul Wainer going to third. So a strange game thus far. Runners at the corners. Gehrigs at first, Wainer at third, and here is the Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig, for which this team is named. 369 average, 33 home runs, 164 runs batted in for the Iron Horse. Gehrigs at second with 14 steals last season. Feller working from the stretch to Gehrig. Here's the pitch. There goes Gehrigs, and the throw down, and they get Charlie Gehrigs stealing. So Gehrig now batting with 1 on. Paul Wainer just 90 feet away. A swing of the bat, though, and Gehrig can tie this game up. Feller with the 0-1 delivery to Gehrig. Fastball, and Lou Gehrig. This one, he looks at a call, strike 3. So first strikeout for Bob Feller, 2 down for Black Mike Mickey Cochran. Cochran, 327 average, 12 home runs, 78 runs batted in for Black Mike. Feller, 3-0 pitch to Cochran. This fastball missing away, and that's the second walk issued by Bob Feller. Cousin Ken Castro is with us tonight. All right. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you enjoy the game. All right, Earl Averill Center fielder steps in. Averill, acquired from the Cleveland Indians, a .318 average, 21 home runs, 112 runs batted in. 2 home runs in this game, both by the 1940s Kiners, and one of them by Ralph Kiner, the other by Wally Moses. Cochran at first, Paul Wainer at third, 2 away. Feller has the sign from Danning. Here is the pitch. Averill swings in the first pitch, routine fly ball to left, coming in on it, and making the grab in left field is Ralph Kiner. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 1 complete. It's the Kiners 2 and the Gehrigs nothing. Dom DiMaggio, former Boston Red Sox center fielder, steps to the plate now. DiMaggio last season a .294 average, 8 home runs, 67 runs batted in for DiMaggio. Carl Hubbell, see how he does this inning now after getting touched up for 2 big shots to left field by Moses and Kiner. The screwballer ready to deal. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Dom DiMaggio, this one catches the outside corner. That's the second strikeout for Carl Hubbell, 1 away. And here's third baseman Ken Keltner, Cleveland Indian. .281 average, 20 home runs, 92 runs batted in. Hubbell winds and fires the 1-2. Keltner missing the screwball. Big wave and a miss, and this one just broke down nastily. So 2 away here for catcher Harry Danning. Danning, 7 home runs, 61 runs batted in for Danning. The 1-2 by Hubbell. Fastball chopped to short. Arky Vaughan will go to Lou Gehrig for out number 3. So the Kiners go quietly. We go to the bottom of the second. The score remains 2-0. As Ken Castro says, glad to see you again to Nathaniel, and that he has a wrench. All right, so good to see folks in here. And there's Aaron Reed hanging out with us for a little while. Welcome in, guys. All right, Arky Vaughan, late of the Pittsburgh Pirates, student of Hannes Wagner, and one of top 5 best shortstops of all time in baseball. .324 average, 10 home runs, 85 runs batted in for Arky. Lefty stands in against rapid Robert Feller. Feller has struck out 1 and walked 2. Feller deals the 1-2 pitch to Arky Vaughan, base hit right field. And getting to that ball is Wally Moses. So Arky Vaughan aboard. Vaughan with 9 steals last season, and here is Joe Medwick. Joe Medwick, a member, Hall of Famer, of course, and member of those great gas house gangs of the 1930s Cardinals. Of course, Vaughan, a Hall of Famer. No need to qualify that one. Joe Medwick, whose nickname was Ducky, a .333 hitter last season, 22 home runs, 119 runs batted in. So some power here in the number 7 slot for the 1930s Lou Gehrig squad. Bob Feller kicks and fires. Medwick cuts in the first pitch. There goes Arky Vaughan, and Arky Vaughan picked the wrong day to try to steal a base. So 1 away. Medwick back in the box, batting with the bases empty. The Gehrigs trying to get something going here early. Feller deals the 0-1 pitch. Curveball, fly ball to center. DiMaggio back and on the warning track makes the catch in center for out number 2. Harlan Cliff now. Excellent player for the St. Louis Browns. Last season, a .281 average for Clift, 22 home runs, 90 runs batted in. And Harlan Clift, from what I understand, doing very well. I forget who has him in the Howie Shanks League, but Harlan Clift playing some pretty mean baseball. Good to see everybody saying hi to each other and enjoy the game and each other's company. All right. Feller deals to Cliff, the 1-2, and Harlan Cliff swing and a miss, steal right 3. And that's 2 strikeouts dealt by Bob Feller. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, and the score remains 2-0. Kiners over the Gehrigs. Bob Feller, and then the top of the order, Wally Moses, and then Mickey Vernon. Bob Feller, last year a .151 hitter. 9 runs batted in for him. Hubbell deals to him, the 2-0. Fastball, weak little chopper to Vaughan. It's short, but this could be a close play, and Feller able to get down the base, not necessarily for his speed, but Vaughn having trouble getting a handle on that ball in the infield grass. So a runner aboard here in the third for the Kiners, and we get back to the top of the order. And Wally Moses, who hit a solo homer on the third pitch of this game. Fourth pitch. Carl Hubbell checks Feller. Here's the 0-1. Fastball chopped to short. Vaughn up with it. He will take it to second himself, and then on to first. Gehrig. The throw too late. It looked like Gehrig was actually pulled off the bag, but Vaughn making a nice play there to get the lead runner. So one away. Wally Moses on first. 18 steals last season. And here's Mickey Vernon. He flied very deep left center his last time up. Hubbell throws over Wally Moses back ahead of Lou Gehrig's tag. Cochran sets the target for Hubbell. The 1-2 pitch, fastball, chopped to Vaughn at short. Vaughn will go to Charlie Gehringer on the pivot to Lou Gehrig for the inning-ending double play. No runs, one hit, no errors. Nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The score remains 2-0. Ken Castro saying that Wally Moses had decent pop for a relatively small guy. Indeed, he did. Indeed, he did. All right. Carl Hubbell here will lead it off for the Lou Gehrigs, and then back at the top of the order, Paul Wainer and Charlie Gehringer. Carl Hubbell, a bit of a better hitter than Bob Feller, Rapid Robert. A .218 average for Carl Hubbell, 9 runs batted in. Feller winds and fires. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Hubbell swings. Fly ball. Shallow center. Don DiMaggio comes in and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down here. As right fielder Paul Wainer steps up. We are back at the top of the order now for the Gehrigs. Single between third and short for Paul Wainer. Big poison back in the first. I'm going to be bringing in, he's not on this team yet, but I will be bringing in Lloyd Wainer as well. Make sure that he gets some playing time. Hall of Famer. All right. Feller deals the 0-1 to Paul Wainer. Change-up liner, but this one right to Flash Gordon. So 2 down, and Charlie Gehringer, he walked. Rapid Robert, 1-2. Change-up. Gehringer sends this right field. This one high, this one, but not deep enough. Wally Moses running all the way to the foul line to make the catch to end the inning. We go to the top of the fourth inning, and it's still the Kiners 2, the Gehrigs nothing. Shamokin, Western PA, near a coal mining area? Absolutely, Cousin Ken. Shamokin, Pennsylvania. No, Beatles makes his own leagues, Nathaniel. I do these myself. Cousin Ken, though, does advise me on some stuff, on maybe ideas and stuff, but no, these things I do. But I'll take that as a compliment if you think Cousin Ken created these. All right, here is Lou Boudreau now. Boudreau struck out against Carl Hubbell back in the first. Carl Hubbell only bringing the screwball once so far. For those of you, you should know, most of you, but some of you won't. All I will say is look up the 1934 All-Star game and what Carl Hubbell did in that All-Star game. It's never been matched. Just look it up. All right. Hubbell deals. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Change up. This one belted to left into the alley for extra bases. Boudreau will hold to second as Joe Medwick gets to that ball. Bouncing around. He and Averill chasing around back there. So Boudreau getting good contact on the ball. And here is Ralph Kiner, 1-for-1 solo shot back in the first. Hubbell with the check of Boudreau. Lou Boudreau just with 6 steals last season. Hubbell brings it home. Here's the 2-0. And they're going to put Ralph Kiner on to get to Joe Gordon, who grounded back to the pitcher. So interesting choice here in the fourth by the Gehrigs to walk Kiner this early in the game. Hubbell deals the 2-1 pitch. And this one, base hit to left field, and rounding third is Lou Boudreau, but they're going to flash the stop sign. Medwick with a strong throw in, and the bases are loaded. Good evening to Todd B. Oh no, I named that after him, Nathaniel. Yeah, the Ken Castro League. Yep. So I can see. Todd B says calzone 11 at 11 p.m. Gonna be sorry, but just got home. No, mangiare, mangiare, huh? Mangiare. It's good for you. All right, bases are loaded. Lou Boudreau at third. Ralph Kiner at second. Joe Gordon at first. And here's Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio, not known for his power, will hit the occasional home run. Carl Hubbell in a world of trouble right now. Already down 2-0. Hubbell from the stretch in the 0-2. And curveball gets in there just below the belt. And that was a big, big strikeout for Carl Hubbell. His fourth of the game. Now will try to induce a double play against Ken Keltner. Keltner grounded into 10 double plays last season. 20 home runs to Keltner's credit. He struck out against Hubbell back in the second. Hubbell bringing the screwball to him. Hubbell working from the stretch now in the 0-1. And this one chopped to short. Vaughn to Gehringer on the pivot to Lou Gehrig, and the inning-ending double play. Carl Hubbell able to get out of it with no damage. So the Kiners leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. A very, very fast-moving game here. We're just 20 minutes in. And it's still the Kiners 2, the Gehrigs nothing. And Lou Gehrig will lead it off. Gehrig struck out back in the first. Gehrig, not an easy man to strike out. His home runs were said to be more fast line drive shots compared to Babe Ruth's high arcing shots. It's going to be fun when the Gehrigs do meet the Ruths later in the season. So here we go. Rapid Robert Feller to deal to the Iron Horse, full count. Fastball sent to center field, but not enough on it. Dom DiMaggio kind of races back a little bit, or half races back, and makes the catch. Here's Black Mike Mickey Cochran. He walks. Feller, the 0-1. And Black Mike fouls this one behind the plate. Count 0-2 now. Here it comes. And Mickey Cochran just waved at it and came up with nothing but AI. It's 2 out now in the third strikeout by Bob Feller. And here's Earl Averill. Gave it a ride to shallow left last time up. Feller into his wind. And Averill base hit into center field. And he is running for second. And he is in there. And he is hurt on the hard slide. So this could loom large for the Gehrigs. And we need a new player for Earl Averill. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. This is going to be a tough one. Need a good pinch runner here, and everybody's pretty good. Well, I don't want to bring some of these weapons off the bench, though. This is tough. Let's bring in Johnny Frederick to run. All right. Good chatter going on here at the ballpark at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis. Longtime home of both the St. Louis Cardinals and the St. Louis Browns. The Browns moved to Baltimore, and the Cardinals sole ownership. Robinson Field also was another park in St. Louis, but both the Browns and Cardinals would share this for a time. Nice ballpark. Never been there, obviously, but I always love pictures of this ballpark. There are some photos that you'll see of it where there will be an extra sort of ring around the pitcher's mouth, which I always thought was really, really cool. And actually, I know it's hard with this to see it, but you see the logos for the teams. All right, Arky Vaughn, 1 for 1, 2 out. Earl Averill now taken out. He's injured. Don't know how long that will be. And Johnny Frederick on 2 pinch run. Would have been called a courtesy runner in the dead ball era, but we can't bring Averill back in. That's the problem. Feller deals to Arky Vaughn. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Vaughn swings. Chopper to second. Great play at second base there by Joe Gordon to retire Arky Vaughn. So no runs, one hit, no errors, and after 4, the score remains 2-0, and we need us a new center fielder. And I don't want to waste Frederick. We're going to leave him in the game for now. We're going to save Al Simmons and Freddie Lindstrom in case. All right, leading off the 5th inning here now is catcher Harry Danning. Harry Danning grounded to short back in the 2nd, 2-0 your score. Hubbell with a 3-2 pitch. This one chopped to second. Charlie Gehrigs ranging to his right, and off-balance throw onto Lou Gehrig to retire Harry Danning for out number 1. Bob Feller now at the plate. Infield single last time up. Hubbell lets it go at the 0-2. This time, Hubbell wins the match and strikes out Feller. That's number 5. We're back at the top now for Wally Moses. Wally Moses is 1 for 2. Hubbell brings it, 2-2 pitch. Swung on, base hit up the middle. And that one split Vaughn and Gehringer, and Wally Moses aboard. So Wally Moses with a single and a home run in this game. And here comes first baseman Mickey Vernon. He's 0 for 2. Flied out, grounded out. Hubbell checks Moses at first and throws over. Gehrig with the tag, not in time. Moses is safe. Hubbell now comes home with it, the 0-1. Mickey Vernon sends his fastball to center field. Johnny Frederick back, and he gloves it for the final out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The score remains 2-0. So a lot of talk here about Pete Rose. Good stuff. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, along with Shoeless Joe. All right, Ducky Joe Medwick now. He is 0 for 1. We'll start it off here in the home half of the 5th inning. Medwick flied out back in the 2nd. Delivery by Feller, the 2-0. Medwick, fly ball, left field, but over to make the catch, a running catch there. Covering a lot of territory at the line is Ralph Kiner. So 1 down for Harlan Clift. Clift is 0 for 1. Struck out against Bob Feller back in the 2nd. He is in the box now. Feller with a 1-2, and Harlan Clift. That went in there at the belt. So that's strikeout number 4 for Bob Feller. 2 away, and here's Carl Hubbell. Leading strikeouts 5-4 right now. Hubbell swings, and this one in the gap, but back short of the track is Ralph Kiner. So a quick inning, and we go to the 6th in a very fast-moving game here. And it's still 2-0. Hubbell will face Lou Boudreau, Ralph Kiner, and Joe Gordon. Boudreau has struck out and doubled back in the 4th. Hubbell brings it 3-1 to Lou Boudreau. Change-up misses. This one outside and low. So Boudreau aboard, and that will bring up Ralph Kiner. And I do need to check Baseball Reference, because I do think that Ralph Kiner is still second only to Babe Ruth in terms of home run frequency. Kiner, a short career, but hit quite a few home runs and hit them very frequently. So I need to check that, but I know for the longest time, Kiner was second only to Ruth in that. Maybe somebody will be kind enough to check that. All right, the lefty Hubbell to deal now to the dangerous Ralph Kiner, the 0-2. He was intentionally walked last time, scorches a base hit right between short and second, and Kiner aboard all 3 times today. So 2 aboard, nobody out, and Joe Flash Gordon single back in the 4th. So he's 1 for 2. Hubbell deals the 0-1, and Gordon squares to bunt, and Cochran gets past Cochran here. Let's see what is the play. We've got to wait here. This is one of the things that Action PC every once in a while needs to do. There's kind of a bizarre bunt play at home. So in the meantime, I'll catch up. We'll chat while this thing catches up. So Gary says he only plays out of the park baseball and pro strategy F-ball. Haven't played out of the park in a bit. Because you guys are getting me in the mood for some old-time baseball. Good to hear it. All right, so that one, pass ball. Okay. So Gordon's still in there, 2 in scoring position. And out of the park is great. Also old-time baseball. In fact, doing some stuff. I'm doing 2 old-timey things on that right now. A replay of the 1915 World Series, which we'll do some night. And also, there's one other old-timey thing I'm doing. Can't remember what it is right now. Oh, yeah, the 1934 season. With a focus on the Gas House Gang, the Giants, and a few others, the Tigers. All right. Gordon batting with 2 in scoring position and nobody out, looking to add to this 2-0 lead. Carl Hubbell from the stretch in the 1-1. Screwball, and this one line to right. Paul Wainer making a nice play, and he will throw it into second baseman Charlie Gehrigs, but a run scores as Lou Boudreau trots across the plate. It's now 3-0 in favor of the Kiners. And Ralph Kiner himself in scoring position at second. Dom DiMaggio has struck out twice. Carl Hubbell brings it the 1-2. DiMaggio swings, liner to center field. Johnny Frederick will glove it. So that was a kind of tough liner there for Johnny Frederick. Sinking, and after a little discussion, the umpires decided it was a catch, not a trap. So 2 away, Kiner frozen there at second. And here is Kenny Keltner. Grounded short. Last time up, the 0-2 to Keltner. This one, a 2-hopper to Arky Vaughan at short, on to Lou Gehrig, and side retired. However, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now the Ralph Kiners 3, the Lou Gehrigs nothing. Paul Wainer will lead it off here, line to second. We're back at the top of the order. Wainer, Gehrigs, and Gehrig. And Feller deals the 0-1. Curveball. This one chopped to second. Joe Gordon, quick snap on to Mickey Merlin at first. So that will take care of Paul Wainer, out number 1. At the end of this game, we're going to auto-play 1 game that's left on this opening day. And then, yeah, we'll see what we'll do. Only 33 minutes into the broadcast. 0 for 1 now for Charlie Gehrigs. Last time flied out. Feller, the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Gehrigs pops this one to foul territory behind the plate. Flinging aside the mask is Danning, and this one is going to get out of play. So the count 1-2 now on Gehrigs. He is back in the box, bats from the left. Feller deals. Gehrigs, base hit into the alley in right field. Gehrigs is going to go for 2, and he won't make it. So that's the 4th hit for the Gehrigs, and here is Lou Gehrig. A swing in the bat puts them within striking distance. However, the Iron Horses struck out and fly to left center. Feller checks Gehrigs at second. Here is the 2-1 pitch, the Iron Horse. Fastball, this one, little fly ball to right, but this one is out of here. Looked like the wind might have picked it up a little bit, a little breeze. More of a high arcing shot, and Lou Gehrig brings his own team to within 2. It is now 3-2. That went 346 feet, so not quite the bombs that Wally Moses and Ralph Kiner hit, but nonetheless, tomorrow in the papers, it's going to read like a 600-foot shot. All right, Black Mike Mickey Cochran struck out back in the 4th. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Feller with the 1-2, and Mickey Cochran, strike 3 called. So that's number 5 for Feller. 2 down. Johnny Frederick will get taking his first plate appearance here. But last season, Johnny Frederick with 333 averaged 20 home runs. 68 runs batted in for Johnny. Rapid Robert deals. Frederick on the first pitch. Curveball sent to right field and down into the glove. Wally Moses, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. We've played 6 here at Sportsman's Park, home of the Lou Gehrigs, and it's the Kiners 3 and the Gehrigs 2. As Gary Sorrell says, gone. Way to go, Lou. Gotta love Lou Gehrig. All right. So back to it now, and Harry Danning will stride to the plate. He's grounded out twice. Line on Carl Hubbell now as we move to the 7th. In 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. And we'll look at Bob Feller then at the bottom of the 7th. Hubbell deals to Danning now, the 0-2. Curveball, cut on, chopped to Vaughn at short. Should be a textbook 6-3, and indeed it is as Vaughn fires it on to Lou Gehrig. 1 up, 1 down here in the visitors' half of the 7th, and Bob Feller will come to the plate. Feller 1 for 2, infield single. 1-2 pitch, and that is strikeout number 6 for Carl Hubbell as Feller started his swing way too early. All right, 2 down, and Wally Moses, we're back at the top of the order for the Ralph Kiners. Hubbell brings it now. And Moses, a little chopping bunt down the third base line, so after a home run, catches the Gehrigs napping, and Wally Moses has himself an infield single. Mickey Vernon now to bat. The first baseman has flied out twice and grounded into a double play back in the third. Hubbell throws over Wally Moses back in time. Cochran with the target. Hubbell with the pitch out, nothing doing. Wally Moses remaining at first, so the count 1-0 now on first baseman Mickey Vernon. Hubbell deals. Vernon swings, bounding ball to second. Gehringer to Gehrig, and that will retire the side. Middle of the 7th, it is 3-2. One, two, three, four. All right, we're back. Now let's look at the line of Bob Feller as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. So for Bob Feller in this game, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Archie Vaughn will lead it off. The former Pirates shortstop is 1 for 2. Feller winds and fires the 2-0 fastball. Vaughn swings, fly ball right field. This one has distance. This one is out of here. And Mr. Archie Vaughn of the Lou Gehrigs has tied it up here in the bottom of the 7th. We are knotted at 3. And here comes some power now to the plate in Ducky Medwick. Joe, however, is 0 for 2. He's flied out twice. Feller deals the 0-2. Medwick turns in this fastball, fly ball center field. Don DiMaggio camps under it, and that will be the first out of the inning. Harlan Cliff now 0 for 2 in the box. Danning sets the target. Bob Feller winds and fires the 3-0 and a 4-pitch walk to Harlan Cliff. So a runner on for the Gehrigs, and here is Carl Hubbell, who's 0 for 2. Infield looking bunt. Keltner in at third, Mickey Vernon in at first. Feller brings it home. And Harlan Cliff was going on the pitch and gets the stolen base. So runner in scoring position. Infield still looking bunt from Hubbell. Here is the pitch from Feller, the 0-1. Hubbell swinging away, and this one twisting foul down the third base line. It will make the seat. So Hubbell, good contact, but too early to swing. Feller brings it home now, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, and this one swing and a miss. And Bob Feller picks up strikeout number 6. So 2 away, Harlan Cliff stealing himself into scoring position. We're back to the top of the order, and Paul Wainer. Wainer 1 for 3 in the game. His hit singled back in the first. Charlie Gehringer waits on deck. Bob Feller brings it home, the 2-2 to Wainer. Curveball, base hit, left field. Harlan Cliff rounding third. Up with the ball is Ralph Kiner, and there will not be a throw to the plate. Harlan Cliff scores, and the Lou Gehrigs now jump into lead. It is 4-3. Good ball game we have going on here. Paul Wainer at first with a steal in this game. Charlie Gehringer. Actually, Wainer was caught stealing, my mistake. Actually, I'm pretty sure he was. Let me go back. Yeah, let's go back and look at this. No, he had a successful steal a second. There we go. All right. So Wayner, good lead at first. 2 away. Charlie Gehringer, 1 for 2. Feller brings it, the 3-2 pitch. And this one missing. Just high and outside. So 2 aboard here for the Gehrigs and 2 in. And that brings up Luke Gehrig, who homered us last time. It's a 2-run shot. 4-3 your score here in the bottom of the 7th at Sportsman's Park. Wayner at first, Gehringer at second. Bob Feller with the wind, or with the stretch in the 0-1, and Luke Gehrig sends this little liner to left field, and catching it as Ralph Kiner, side retired. However, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 7 in the books here, and it's the Gehrigs 4, the Kiners 3. Lou Boudreau will lead it off here against Carl Hubbell, followed by Ralph Kiner and Joe Gordon. Hubbell with the 1-0. Change up, this one chopped up the middle. Gehringer with a quick snap onto Lou Gehrig to get the speedy Boudreau for 1 out. Here's Ralph Kiner. Ralph Kiner has been a busy man on the base paths today. He had a home run in the first, was intentionally walked in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. Carl Hubbell making his career with the New York Giants. The lefty lets it go, the 1-1. Swung on, Kiner sends us down the line to left in the corner, and making a fine catch is Ducky Medwick. So left fielder to left fielder on the put out. 2 away here in the 8th. And Joe Gordon. So Joe Gordon sacrificed in the 6th to score Lou Boudreau. Hubbell brings it home, the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. That is strikeout number 7 for Carl Hubbell. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here in St. Louis. And the score now, the Lou Gehrigs 4, the Ralph Kiners 3. One injury in this game for the Gehrigs. Earl Averill, center fielder, out. We're not sure for an indeterminate amount of time. No word yet from the clubhouse on that. Mickey Cochran, Johnny Frederick, and Archie Vaughn due up here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Black Mike has walked and struck out twice against Rapid Robert. Feller into his motion, the wind, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, routine to center field. Dom DiMaggio, can of corn on that play. 1 up, 1 down. And Johnny Frederick, nothing for 1, so getting some playing time. Frederick usually would not be the starting center fielder for this team. Feller brings it, 3-2 pitch to Johnny Frederick, and Frederick, this one just low and away, and Johnny Frederick, good eye up there against Feller. That's walk number 6 issued by Feller, and here's Archie Vaughn. He's having a good day, 2 for 3, including that solo shot back in the 7th. Johnny Frederick, 4 steals last season. Feller checks the runner. Here's the pitch to Archie Vaughn. And they were looking for Frederick to go, but Frederick not able to get a good jump. So the count 1-0 now on the Luke Gehrigs shortstop. The 1-0 now. Fastball swung on, chopped to short, and this is going to be a double play. Boudreau will initiate it. So the 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. We go to the 9th. Carl Hubbell looking strong out there, and he will be facing Dom DiMaggio, Kenny Keltner, and Harry Danning. So thank you guys for coming in. So been a lot of fun tonight as Nathaniel Lentz says he thinks we'll be buying Action PC Baseball. Can't wait till you do, man. Great game. All right, Dom DiMaggio now. Struck out twice, line to center. Hubbell looking for the complete game win here. Carl Hubbell deals now the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, DiMaggio swings line to center. Johnny Frederick gloves it for out number 1. Ken Keltner now, grounded to short his last time up. Hubbell working rapidly. Here's the 3-0, and curveball missing. So Keltner aboard, and that's the tying run, and here comes Harry Danning. Hubbell looking to induce the double play here, and Danning just might do that favor for him as Danning has grounded to short twice and to second, so 0 for 3. And Kenny Keltner out there, not really very fast, just 5 steals last year. Hubbell, the 1-0 pitch to Harry Danning. A screwball, this one chopped to third, clipped to Gehringer, to Lou Gehrig, and that is your ball game. The Lou Gehrigs come back and take this one from the Ralph Kiners, 4 to 3. So, just a good baseball game with just some sound fundamentals here. So the Gehrigs, on their opening day, take home the victory. The Kiners take home the defeat. For the Lou Gehrigs, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Ralph Kiners, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Carl Hubbell gets the win, so he's 1-0. Bob Feller takes the loss. He is 0-1. Home runs figuring rather prominently in this game, 2 for each team. Wally Moses and Ralph Kiner for the Kiners, and Lou Gehrig and Archie Vaughn for the Lou Gehrigs. No steals, anything like that, no triples. So getting into a more modern era of baseball, if you will. Both pitchers went the distance. Feller, 7 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. 2 home runs, walked 5, struck out 6. Carl Hubbell, 9 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 of those earned. 2 home runs. He was touched up. Both pitchers touched up for 2 homers. Hubbell walked 3 and struck out 7. Brought some good stuff today. So let's look at the miscellaneous just quickly, as this is very early. So get the report from the clubhouse, and Earl Averill. This is just an injury for today. The MVP of this game, Carl Hubbell. Game-winning RBI is Paul Wainer, and there we go. So we have one more day to auto out on this one. We'll do that right now. Legend Sports Universe is in here. Hey, buddy, it's good to see you. Legends earlier today on the franchise sports baseball, or the franchise All-Stars League that he has. Oakland Athletics, New York Mets, hell of a game. Not going to spoil it. Go back and check it. Yeah, this is a strong Gehrigs team. Jimmy Fox doesn't even get the start, so Fox sitting on the bench, but he will see some playing time. This one I am just going to autoplay. This is the 2000s team. I forget who I named them after. So this is going to be John Smoltz versus Don Drysdale, and we're just going to autoplay it. And let's look at the box score. All right. So the team from the 2000s is the Derek Jeters and the Roberto Clementes. So the Derek Jeters win this one 9-4. John Smoltz gets the win. Don Drysdale takes the loss. Let's look at any home runs hit in this game. So, yeah, 3 of them for the Derek Jeters. So Guerrero, Kent, and Andrew Jones. Home runs for the Clementes. The baby bull, Orlando Cepeda. But let me see here. Andrew Jones went 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Vladimir Guerrero, 2 for 4 with a home run. Jeff Kent. Sorry, looking for something right here. Jeff Kent, I'm sorry, went 1 for 5 with a home run. For the Clementes, Roberto Clemente goes 3 for 5 with 3 runs batted in. Billy Williams, 2 for 2 with a double. And the baby bull, 3 for 5 with a home run. As far as pitching goes, John Smoltz pitched 5 innings. He got the win. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned a home run. He was touched up 4, walked 3, struck out 4. Hawkins came in, worked 2 innings in relief, gave up a hit. And then DeSherer, and I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with German names, came in and worked 2 innings, walked 1, struck out 1. Don Drysdale goes 8, 10 hits, 9 runs, 5 of them were earned. Was touched up for 3 home runs, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Juan Pizarro came in and pitched an inning in relief and gave up a hit and walked 1. So that's it. And again, this is Baseball History Collection. This is created from the Baseball History Collection. And that new the update to that comes out Wednesday. If you haven't pre-ordered it, do so. If you own Action PC Baseball and you have a previous version of the Baseball History Collection, just enter the code. I think it's Maze. I'm not sure. You get it for $24. If you're an Egypt like me, if you forget, you get it for $34. It's normally a $60 product. It's amazing. And on Wednesday, I'll be showcasing the Baseball History Collection again, just for people who may not have it and are thinking about Action PC Baseball. It is great. So, neither do I, Todd. So that's that makes two of us. So yeah, guys, subscribe to Legend Sports Universe. Of course, he's doing other sports, lesser sports, but in addition to baseball. So I visited, but I'll stop in. I watched him do a basketball game the other night, which was really fun. Again, I don't know a lot about basketball, but just watching the game, I believe that was NBA 2K or something, whatever the name was. But it was really cool to watch it. So it's rare for me to watch anything outside of baseball. Maybe the occasional boxing match, but that's about it. Um, so World's Worst Gamer says he's got all the beta files for the baseball history collection, but you haven't made time for it. Wow, you got the beta. How'd you get the betas already? Wow, that's pretty nice. Um, the baseball history collection is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The stuff that you can do with this is we'll talk about it more on Wednesday night. And for any of you that do have it, let me know if you're. I think though that this decade set is coming back in this iteration, so I certainly hope so. Again, almost infinite possibilities, just with the baseball history collection alone. The things that you can do with this is great. As Todd B says, work keeps wrecking his hobby. Isn't that the same old sad story for just about all of us, huh? So, as Jackass says that badminton is his sports. Um, so World's of Scammer talking to Nathaniel says at season's end the games can be as low as $19 or 24 something like that. Nathaniel not buying the basic package. Yeah, I mean the basic package is good, but if you want to jump in on the shallow end of this and do some season replays first, um, your better bet is probably Action PC. There's one of the packages that comes with a number of seasons to start you out. But I think once you dive into, if you decide to get this, or even a set like baseball's top 160 teams, not that I have anything against season replays, but there's so much more in sandboxes like this one, like Out of the Park Baseball, and indeed, as Legends has taught me, in MLB The Show. Others, of course, Digital Diamond Baseball. I know I've been promising an update to Richard Dombrov's baseball game. He's still patching it, so I don't want to be unfair. I'd like to give that a little bit more time before I show it, but it's shaping up to be a pretty fun game. 5 seasons. I think is that the deluxe package that you were thinking of getting, Nathaniel? I think there's like 3 different packages you can buy. The only reason I don't buy the more advanced ones now is I have pretty much everything. There's a few things here I found out that I don't have, but that's only because they'd be redundant. So, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you really like it, Nathaniel. I think this is as far as text-based baseball sims, this one edges Out of the Park Baseball a little bit. I still love Out of the Park, but this one gets the edge for me because while both games you can pretty much do anything you want, and in fact, out of the box, Out of the Park can do anything you want. The problem is ease of use. Out of the Park is not user friendly when you're at the player level. At the team level, absolutely, you can have all kinds of great fun. But this game, if I can think of it, I can imagine it, I can do it. Um, with much a lot easier than Out of the Park Baseball. But still, I think the two complement each other very, very well. And then I have such a warm spot in my heart for baseball for Windows and Diamond Mind. So there you are. That's me. Yeah, Dombrov is a fun little game. Actually, there's a lot. There's some good stuff to it. Eddie Dombrower. Oh my God. Wow, Ken, you know that name. Good for you, Eddie Dombrower, video game designer and programmer. Yeah, he's the Earl Weaver guy. Credits including Television World Series, Major League Baseball, Earl Weaver 1 and 2, and I Got It Baseball. I had Oh, he's going to be in a Saber Zoom next week, next Tuesday. I need to get on the site and see so that I can join because I'd love to just say hello there, Eddie Dombrower. Earl Weaver baseball. Again, I don't know exactly when, guys. We're coming up on the channel. We're going to be looking at some of these old games. I'm noticing that the game screen's a little fuzzy. I've got to work on my output resolution of OBS. But anyhow, um, Earl Weaver was a groundbreaking game, and the best version of that was on the Commodore Amiga. You could build your own ballparks, the whole thing. And the I Got It baseball was really, really fun. I don't even know if that's available anymore. But yeah, Eddie Dombrower, a pioneer in next level baseball sims. It was just great. Such a great, great game. Played a lot of Earl Weaver baseball when I was an undergraduate. Loved it. Yep. Gary says he says loved that game. Played the heck out of Earl Weaver. What a great baseball game it was. Did you build any parks, Gary, or do anything like that? And you know the thing is too, is there was a lot of flexibility in that game. So what we did with just the basic Earl Weaver game, right, just with the teams that come with it, we threw them all into a draft pool and created our own teams and played that. I don't remember if that was my junior or senior year in college, but we had just an absolute unmitigated blast. And so we had, I think we had 8 teams or something like that, and we would go to each other's flats. So whoever was the home team, we would actually go there and play. And that was the league I told you that I had a runner on third, and I just needed to run in. And Jimmy Fox was up, and my opponent wasn't looking for it. I thought I gotta try this, and was able to pull off a squeeze. Wasn't swinging away with Jimmy Fox and won, and that was great. Just loved it. Such fond memories. This played never had the second. Yeah, there was a second one. Yep. So I got it baseball. That was something that Eddie Dombrower um, did as kind of his own thing. I don't know if it's still around. That was kind of just his thing, apart separate from Electronic Arts before they were the evil empire. But it was fun. It was really, really fun. Um, and you could create your own players in Earl Weaver baseball. The only thing is, if you had the Amiga version, it had that sort of Stephen Hawking speech, and you had to type in, you had to use phonetic spelling, like computer phonetic spelling, to create your own players. But oh my God, was that ever fun? Now, had a game like this or Out of the Park been around when I was back doing as a grad student, I was very responsible, but as an undergrad, I still did well. I mean, I graduated magna and all that stuff, but I spent most of my time playing, D&D and Starfleet battles and a crap ton of baseball, digitally and cards and dice. And if games like Out of the Park or Action PC had been out, oh man, I I probably would have ended with a 2.0 GPA or something like that. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing. Um, then you must have had a Commodore 64 when before they were invented, because super pirated. Anyhow, I've been saying some night on the channel, and I don't know when. Um, I'm gonna be showing you guys. We're gonna take a trip back to the past, and we're gonna do some micro league baseball, just showing them off a little. We're not gonna actually play full games. So look for micro league baseball. We're gonna do Earl Weaver 1 and 2, the original Tony La Russa baseball, um, ESPN baseball, TV sports. We're gonna go through a bunch of going back to the first hardball game in Epic's All or Star League Baseball, I think. I don't know. Anyhow, So anybody, if you had a Commodore 64, or an Amiga, an Atari ST, we're going to be just doing a sort of baseball game retrospective. I won't be showing old time baseball because I have done that on the channel here, and I don't need anything special to run that. But for the other games, that's a little bit more of a special setup. So, all right, yeah. So lots of stuff coming up, and getting closer now to the non-baseball content. Just after that big thing, I'm gonna start expanding into other gaming, but it's just like baseball's just got such a grab on me right now. And the Ken Castro tournament continues with the 1907 Chicago Cubs, 1908 Cleveland Naps, until we figure out how he and Clinton can manage against each other. 1884 Grays, 1894 Orioles. So the Grays, that was a crazy game last night. And for those of you who were here, I hope you enjoyed it. That one was nuts. So I guess that's it. This is going to be a short one. Not much else. Just looking at this league now as it advances. We got some good stuff coming up here as far as pitching matchups and stuff. This is going to be um, a kind of ongoing project the way 1934 will be. Most of this will be offline, as will 1934. But for instance, the Babe Ruths and the Ty Cobbs, the pitching matchup in that is going to be Epirixie versus Walter Johnson, for instance. Let me see. For the Stan Musials versus the Joe Morgans, it's going to be Robin Roberts versus Fergie Jenkins. Then we've got Roger Clemens and McCaddy. That's going to be the 90s and the 80s teams. So that's the Piazzas against the Ricky Hendersons. There we go. And then the one Ken Castro will like, and I will love, whatever. The King Kellys and the Hannes Wagners. That's going to be Doc White versus Iron Man Joe McGinnity. And then finally, these two teams will match. Oh, we'll also have Randy Johnson versus Jim Bunning. And that's going to be the 2000s. Is that the Piazza's team? No, that's the Derek Jeters against the Clementes. I have to get used to what I've named these teams. And then finally, the Kinders and Gehrigs. And that's going to be Bucky Walters and Paul Derringer. So that ought to be kind of fun. Two Reds pitchers facing off against each other. Yeah, Doc White and Iron Man McGinnity. So, um, yeah, looking forward to that one when we get back to it. All right. I'm still in the mood for baseball, but I want to give you guys a break from my voice. So, oh, Nathaniel, if I didn't know better that you were in a chat. Oh, I see. Yeah, Jackass Whiskey trying to get something going here. Yeah, I'm a total big gangster movie fan. Absolutely. Um, so yeah, love them, love them, love them. Just bought a Bronx Tale. Oh, more baseball is good, cousin. I just want to give you guys a break from my voice. So I'm either going to come back with baseball for Windows or with MLB The Show. I could take a poll and see which, if anybody wants some more baseball. Just trying to give you guys a break from my prattling on. Look at this, an hour and 4 minutes. That's like short for me, and we've been talking for a little while. But yeah, I love A Bronx Tale, one of the greatest. It was just a superb movie. So Ken says he's up playing. Oh, so you're up playing, so you're rolling up a game then? Nice. Road to Perdition is a phenomenal movie, and some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard. Um, Good stuff. Ken's rolling up his last game of the day. Oh, I love Once Upon a Time in America. Love it. Really based more on the Jewish mob, but Great movie, great movie. It's more of a slow burn, definitely more of a slow burn. But Robert De Niro, superb as always. But yeah, excellent movie. Once Upon a Time in America, absolutely love that movie. When it's on, I watch it. Sergio Leone. I'm gonna be watching Gangs of New York. I might watch that tonight. Of course, that is about the Irish. But great stuff. Great, great, great stuff. Yeah, Road to Perdition, and to see Tom Hanks. Right, Tom Hanks is like a button man. Right? I mean, he always plays these nice, clean, always Forrest Gump and all these other things, and Tom Hanks playing a gangster. What a nice twist. And Paul Newman. Paul Newman was, of course, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. One of his last movies, actually, and I'm such a big Paul Newman fan. And Road to Perdition is a movie I watch like just all the time. Just such a great, great movie. Beautiful. Miller's Crossing, great one. Yeah, so Todd B, how is that movie, A Man Called Otto? Have not seen it yet. I've heard some good stuff about it though. Okay, so his last movie was Cars. Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I knew that was near the end, but that scene in Road to Perdition, um, in the rain, without spoiling it, was a powerful scene and showed an actor, what great dimension of an actor Paul Newman was. Is he's just looking at Tom Hanks, and then everything is quiet, but there's a lot going on. So you liked A Man Called Otto? I mean, I've never seen it, well, except something Tom Hanks back in the day, but way back in his early movie career. But what a phenomenal actor he is, and he and I share the same religion. He is Eastern Orthodox, and so am I. So Tom Hanks is Orthodox. So yeah, excellent scene. So oh well, far as mobster movies, buddy, Jackass Whiskey, they probably hit even closer to home for me than for you. I grew up around it, like really grew up around it. But again, Cool Hand Luke, what a great movie. Remember the hard-boiled eggs? Oh my God, that's when I think of Cool Hand Luke. I think of that. Paul Newman, though, also. What? My God, The Color of Money, The Verdict, um, The Sting. The Sting is one of the right. I mean, oh my God, right? So you have Paul Newman, Robert Redford, and the great Robert Shaw. I mean, you have two titans, Robert Shaw and Paul Newman, in the same damn movie. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. And it's an interesting religion. Well, It's like it's Christian, and indeed it is steeped in history. It's Christian. Anyhow, Once Upon a Time in America, says Todd B. Uncut versions of a movie few have heard of. Excellent film. Yeah, it is. It really is. But it's if you're expecting like a lot of action in Once Upon a Time in America, you're going to be disappointed. It's more of a slow burn, but I love it. And a lot of people have said, that Sergio Leone was, sort of trying to remake The Godfather or whatever. I don't know about that, but it's an excellent movie. Um, Very long film. Oh yeah, outpaces. You're getting into like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King territory with that. Yes, it is. It is definitely a dialogue movie. The Sting is one of the things that there's three factors of my life that got me into sleight of hand magic, and The Sting is one of them. And in that scene where Robert Shaw's ringing in the cooler, those aren't his hands. Those are John Scarney, that actually did that deck switch. And that's a deck switch you're not going to see these days done at the card table. But all those like um, when Paul Newman's character, right, when he's sitting in there with Robert Redford before the game, and you see all the cuts and everything. It's actually card expert John Scarney, who was one of the greatest of his time, and was the consultant on that film. Not only, um, pardon me for a second. Not only for just the card stuff, but the whole scams. The wire store, those wire stores were actual cons, large cons back in those days, and um, Scarney knew his stuff. John Scarney knew his stuff definitely. So, the Sting is on Max. I love it. That's just one that again, that's a buy for me. Um, Rounders is good. Um, Really good film, absolutely. I like 21 as well. 21 was cool. But yeah, Rounders, good stuff. I love anything to do, gambling, mob movies. I don't like westerns though. I don't like westerns except for there's a couple. I liked Unforgiven, Tombstone, and maybe that's it. I'm not really a fan of westerns. Yeah, 21 was fun. Fun movie. Kevin Spacey right before his big fall. How about it? And he was a bastard in that movie. And good stuff. Good stuff. So I like westerns, but not westerns with Native Americans in them, or Native Americans are getting all shot up and stuff like that. So that's why I like Tombstone. And while it might not be a cinematic masterpiece, just the scene between Johnny Ringo and Doc Holliday when they're doing the Latin thing is the best scene in that movie. And Val Kilmer, got to give him a lot of credit. He's no Al Pacino or anything like that, but he chewed the scenery, and I think that was his best role ever, playing Doc Holliday. It was just great. So, but yeah, I just those old westerns and but mob movies are kind of like modern. They've kind of, I think, every bit as much a part of Americana as westerns. I mean, because you had mob movies going back into the 1930s and 40s, Little Caesar and things like that. So, but yeah, man, I'd love to do a mob movie channel. I think that would be so much fun. But others do it much better, like the great Michael Francese. And if any of you are interested in that stuff, you really here's a man who walked away from it. He was a capo and walked away from it. He became a Christian, everything like that. But Michael's stories are amazing. He's a good guy, does a lot of great things for people, and yeah, he's making up for some past sins. And great channel, Michael Francese. Let me put him in the put his name in the chat. No, I don't know Michael. I wish I did. So, you guys want a good time? Um, Subscribe to Michael Francese's channel. Um, yeah, I might, as long as there's not like, again, I mean, those movies were kind of racist. There were, I mean, Native Americans weren't in those old westerns, so it just, yeah. But I love Tombstone for that. So you're saying Wild Bunch, cool. I like movies that center on gunslingers, old West gunslingers. Man, I'll watch movies about Doc Holliday, Billy the Kid, that kind of western I'll watch. But not enough of those are made. But Kurt Sutter, who did Sons of Anarchy, is working on a western, but it's gonna have like sort of supernatural overtones to it, which is I think kind of cool. So looking for that. Oh, so Nathaniel, you know about Michael Francese's channel. Great. Which is kind of funny because Michael Francese always mispronounces his last name. He says Francis, which is that's how you say it in English, but it's actually Francese. But yeah, cool. Glad you're a. Of course, now a lot of the old mobsters are getting on there too. Sammy the Bull now has his own channel. Sammy the Bull is still he's kind of a still a brutal dude, I guess, but he's a eh, but they Valuetainment, which that's another good channel to subscribe to. They actually did a thing where they got Francese and Gravano talking together in the same room, and there was actually the tension, to say the least, between Francese and Gravano was palpable. I think you can walk away from that life, but I think it's still there. But Valuetainment is another one. And if you guys want to check out somebody that will blow your mind with a deck of cards, his name is Richard Turner. Look for a documentary called Dealt, and Richard Turner will amaze you not just with what he can do with a deck of cards, but other things. Check it out. Todd B says Peckinpah did Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid with Christopherson as Billy the Kid. Bob Dylan was also in a great western. All right, I'll check it out. I I know Sam Peckinpah. Some pretty violent stuff. Even Monty Python's Flying Circus had a little go at Sam Peckinpah in one of their episodes. John Ford's The Searchers is worth a watch. Yeah, John Ford, a great director. I appreciate these suggestions, you guys. As long as there's no Native Americans getting blasted up in it, and I'm not a Native American. I'm Irish and Italian, but I'll watch. Definitely those. Definitely will watch those. So thank you. Appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate it. See what a smart group of people we have here. Definitely, definitely. Um, Nathaniel says, "I'm a Public Enemies was filmed a mile away from your house near Mirror Lake Park." Wow. Yeah, Todd B. Peckinpah and Tarantino would make a great pair if. Could you imagine all the blood they would have to mix up? The corn. Oh my God, it'd be crazy. Ken Castro says, as mentioned here before, although not a movie fan, do enjoy listening to this. Nice. There's another Rio Bravo. Hey, okay, now I've seen the Hateful Eight. Love Hateful Eight. Sorry, forgot about that one. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. I mean, brutal movie though. Kurt Russell. I mean, everybody. They're all hateful. But yeah, forgot about Hateful Eight. Thank you for reminding me of that one, Todd. Good stuff. Sons of Katie Elder. That's a classic. Never seen it. I saw Django. Django was good, but holy hell, that's got to be one of those. I've never seen a gangster movie as violent as Django. That was nuts. And I think more that was even more violent than Hateful Eight. But there's not a single mob movie that can touch Django for violence. God, not even Scarface, which isn't a mob movie, but anyhow. Ken says the last western he saw was the 310 to Yuma. Never heard of that one, so he's laughing. So I guess I guess that movie's an older one, a while ago or something. I don't know. Um, but there used to be a series called Deadwood that was like a western, but it was like set in purgatory or something. But I guess Kurt Sutter wants to do something, and Sons of Anarchy. I don't maybe our buddy here, Jackass Whiskey, probably not a fan of the show Sons of Anarchy. I love it. What a great sort of interpretation of Hamlet, Sons of Anarchy. Great stuff. So Kurt Sutter thinking about doing a western, although I would rather him do the first 9 from Sons of Anarchy, but it is what it is, right? Ken saw Tom Mix. I do know who Tom Mix. Okay, so it's 2007. Okay. Oh, Peckinpah. Yeah, I loved Deadwood, so I guess Sutter's going to try something but a little darker, but really, Deadwood was amazing. God, who's the Irish actor in Deadwood? What was his name? Oh man, I'm ashamed of myself. Can't remember the Irish actor in Deadwood, but it was brilliant. Name will come to me later. I like these sort of after game kind of chats that we have, and just getting to know other people's interests as well. So you like biker films if there's a commentary track. Sins of Anarchy was a great series, phenomenal music, and again, it's an interpretation of Hamlet, and it's brilliant, just brilliant. Thank you, Gary. Yes, Ian McShane, what an actor, huh? You're gonna wreak havoc in Red Dead Redemption, PS5. There you go. I think that's on PlayStation 4 also, but if you can, man, just you know what, wait for the another deal or something from um, GameStop or whatever, and just get the PS5 without the you don't need the disc, and get yourself MLB the Show, and you'll love Red Dead Redemption. Right, so that takes place sort of kind of as the Old West is kind of almost all settled, but that game is brilliant, immense, and you'll play it for years. Ian McShane showing up in a lot of 70s films. Yep. Jackass Whiskey saying Hell's Angel 69 is a great informative commentary track by Joe Bob Briggs. Forget what is his real name? I forget. But yeah. Um, so Ian McShane played a Royal Air Force pilot in Battle of Britain. Westworld. Nathaniel says he can't comprehend Deadwood's definitely different. But I really, really, really like Deadwood a lot. It was a good series. But really interested to see what Kurt Sutter is going to do. And in fact, we're talking about one of the games I'm going to be doing on here. There's a couple games that I'll be doing on the channel that are westerns, but they're again with that western with that kind of there's a supernatural element to it. So like Hard West and things like that. You'll see those, and might even do some Red Dead Redemption on the channel as well. I have it on PC and PlayStation, so. But yeah, Todd, you would love Red Dead Redemption. It's that game is absolutely badass. It really is. It's wonderful stuff. So yeah, and I guess that's it. So it'd be nice some night. Maybe PQ River gets in here too. Talk about books. Yeah, what do you like to read? What do you like to read? So Jackass Whiskey said that film captured the Hells Angels in 1969 and all their slovenly beer-drinking glory. Sonny Barger is in it. Wow, Sonny Barger? That's pretty amazing. Sonny Barger also has it's a small but recurring role in Sons of Anarchy. Sonny Barger. Damn. Oh yeah, CC and Company, Joe Namath. It's hard for me to imagine Joe Namath as a biker. Like I can't even. I've seen pictures of what the dude looked like. Right, he was a f-ball player. Right, he just doesn't look like a biker. So that would be kind of funny to see that. I think I would watch it just for that. Of course, the classic biker movie, right, is Easy Rider, right? Dennis Hopper. That's like the classic, I guess. But biker stuff is cool. Biker stuff is cool. Watch some Hell's Angels. So, are you a Hunter Thompson fan, Jackass Whiskey? Since you're, talking about biker stuff, you a Hunter S. Thompson fan? Wild Hogs is Todd B's favorite biker film. Never saw it, man. So you're reading a Survivor collection of stories by H.P. Lovecraft. Absolutely huge H.P. Lovecraft fan here. Just huge, huge, huge. And everybody think so many people just think Cthulhu, but Lovecraft did so much. But some, okay, Jackass Whiskey says he admires Hunter Thompson in some ways. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. So we started watching the spin-off series to Sons of Anarchy, The Mayans. I liked it, but and I know it's in its final season, and I've got to get back to it. For some reason it didn't grab me in the same way that Sons of Anarchy did, and I don't know why. But Kurt Sutter actually got fired from his own series, so I don't know that I actually want to. I don't know. I don't know. Gary Sorrell says that Lovecraft's the only author who can creep me out as an adult. He is, man. Lovecraft was just yeah. Reading his stuff is I have his collected works, and there's a poem, the very first one, Gary, and it's just a short poem, but it's just unsettling as hell. It really is. Nathaniel says I'm actually part of a book being published on the education system regards to intellectual disabilities in the autism deaf communities. So Nathaniel, we should talk. I'm guessing you're an educator, or what? Let me know. I've got my master's in education, turned down a free ride doctorate in educational psychology. So yeah, I'd love to chat sometime. But good for you. Congratulations. Nice. Part of a book being published on the education system in regards to intellectual disabilities, autism, and deaf communities. That is awesome. And a lot of work to be done there. I mean, how far we've come, but back in the day, the educational system and IQ tests, what a bunch of crap those things are. And they used to institutionalize people, for whether if they couldn't speak the language, hearing impaired, what have you. So that's a whole nother conversation, the educational system. So, but congrats to you, Nathan. So once again, another intelligent person in here. All smart people. Okay, you earned your bachelor's in 2014. Good for you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You ever think about going on and maybe getting a master's at some point, or a PhD for that matter? But before the Hells Angels got lawyers, and some Hells Angels are lawyers. But I look for that. Thank you, Jackass Whiskey. Hells Angel 69 definitely will. Yep, absolutely. Give back, pay it forward, however you want to put it. Absolutely. That is the way to do it. Completely agree. And that's what I think that we've established here in this little channel here. Everybody's very helpful and with everyone else. Like I mean, the other night Steve Tate, like on the spot. I'm like, hey man, why don't you do it? Why don't you do a little thing to help out some people at Action PC? And he fired it right up and did it. That's the kind of people in here. Cousin Ken Castro, heart and soul of this channel, as I always say, had a lot to do with creating. I think this kind of fun little corner that we have here that we do at nights. No, they're not. But I'm not going to get into the debate tonight about IQ tests and why they're extremely problematic. But Jackass Whiskey, you might want to read a little bit of Howard Gardner for a wonderful critique on IQ tests, but also read their history. Um, Non-English speakers who took IQ tests here in the United States in the 1920s were often institutionalized, like put into asylums. And then somebody said, wait a minute, let's put these IQ tests in their native languages. So an IQ test can only measure quantitative intelligence. So now IQ tests are they're bullshit. I don't even know. In fact, they're not even a thing anymore, really. Nobody in education even takes IQ tests seriously anymore. They're such a relic of the past, as much as Skinnerism is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know what? That doesn't make you right. But you're not stupid. It's just an IQ test, But how can you judge an IQ test? Can't judge a person's writing ability, artistic ability, or what have you. And Howard Gardner and many others. Frank McCourt is another good writer, and so many just absolutely exposing. IQ means what? Doesn't mean anything. No, neither am I, Gary. Actually, and so when I went to graduate school, I mean, I did okay on my GREs, but luckily, with the people that really wanted me in, they said, "No, look, we know what you can do. We've had you as a student, as an undergrad, and we know you've got what it takes, so you're in." And that was the same with the doctorate. I'm a terrible test taker. 'Cause I overthink things. I do. I overthink things. I'm like, well, because I don't look at it, it's not that cut and dry. So I'm terrible at it. Um, SATs, GREs, any of that stuff. Not into prominence, but they were around before the 1960s. Exactly, Nathaniel. Any exam's not the best to see where a person is. Exactly. But jackass, but it still only measures quantitative, right? And Howard Gardner's contention is that there are multiple forms of intelligence, which there are. So if you take a great artist, let's just go back in history, bring him forward, Michelangelo. And if Michelangelo would fail an IQ test, well, he was brilliant. Look at his work. And so IQ tests also um, They also privilege one kind of intelligence over other intelligences, and again, that's the main thrust of the argument from Howard Gardner and so many other theorists. You can't measure somebody. That's like measuring a baseball player, right? By one criterion out of a complete body of criteria. You're going to take one criterion and say, okay, we're going to test every baseball player for power. Well, then, so in other words, then if you can't knock out 30 home runs in a season, you're not a good player. And that's the problem with IQ tests. That's the problem with IQ tests. And, as far as them measuring the speed at which the brain functions, again, the how does that rate? So for if you're a writer, you're an artist. I mean, I don't think anybody would deny that F. Scott Fitzgerald was an extremely intelligent man. William Faulkner, John Steinbeck, and I'm just naming a few. I mean, IQ tests are just rife with problems, and we're talking about people here who have test disabilities or not good test takers. At least three of us in here, four of us, counting yourself though. Um, wouldn't I like my brain to function quickly? I think my neurons function fast enough. Do I claim myself to be some genius? Absolutely not. But of course, I think everybody would like to be, you know, would like to. Here I am, see, trying to find words. But I don't know. The thing is, though, Jackass Whiskey, I'm an artist. I'm a musician, sleight of hand artist. I'm a voracious reader. So, of course, I'd like to be more intelligent. Who wouldn't? But it is what I is. It is what it is. The gray matter I have is what I've got. And yeah, that's it. And I will say one thing: for as bad of a childhood as I had, I was always encouraged to read, learn, and every day that I don't learn something new is a day wasted. So, with that being said, if the neurons aren't firing as quickly as they should be, if I've learned something today, and I have, then I'm happy. I'm happy. And the thing that I don't tolerate is willful ignorance. Willful ignorance. You know, that's something I find intolerable, and that has nothing to do with intelligence. I think IQ tests are a tool. No, they don't, but some people do. And I think that was probably more prevalent in the 60s and 70s, probably. Well, this guy has a low IQ. Oh, does he? What? Just because quantitatively he may be challenged in that area, but what about other areas? Again, going back to that baseball analogy, which may be lacking, if you were going to judge somebody on just home run power, um, then George Sisler wouldn't have been considered one of the all-time greats in the game. So it is a tool, but there are just too many other things. Too many other things. Again, my influences again are Howard Gardner, Frank McCourt, and many other educational theorists who have their arguments are just beyond compelling. And I don't think you and I are having a difference of opinion on this, but I don't think that they're, of course they're not a judge of what a person is, a person's value. But that being said, if a person is willfully ignorant and just doesn't want to learn, and that I have a problem with. Then I do. I mean, if you have if you have a disability, for lack of a better word, intellectual disability, but with all else being, you don't have that, and you just. So I meet people that just say, I don't read books. I don't like to read books. I can't be bothered with it. And then, also carrying around virtually the accumulated knowledge of humanity in a cell phone and won't look something up just to learn. I don't care if it's a new word, a new fact, something, what's going on in science. Learn something. It's amazing. Why not? But willful ignorance, I just don't have time for that. Just don't. And I find that people who are usually, racist, tend to be willfully ignorant because racism is ignorance, is it not? So anyhow, let's not get too heavy here, right? What an eclectic group. We went from gangster movies to IQ tests. I don't even know where that happened. Actually, it was not Aristotle that said that, really. Well, Aristotle said it, but actually it was Socrates who said, he said, I know I'm the wisest man in Athens because I know that I know nothing. So, yeah, Aristotle, of course, um, student. So, Aristotle kind of parroting that or adopting that. And yeah, I think the most intelligent know, the more intelligent you are, the more you realize you have so much to learn. And I say that on here about everybody. And there's brilliant people in here that know baseball in and out, in and out. And I don't think any of those brilliant people would say, even like Ken Castro, there's nobody in here that can talk about 19th century and dead ball baseball the way Ken Castro can. Nobody. Nobody in this community. And yet, I think Ken would be the first to say, I have so much to learn. If you were to ask John Thorne, baseball's historian, do you know anything about this game? You know everything about baseball, John? I've never met Mr. Thorne, but I have a sense that he would say, are you kidding me? I barely scratched the surface. So, the only thing that's a drag is our lifespans are so short, and it's like there's so many things I'm not going to know now, and so many things I will never know, and it's kind of unfair. It's like, come on, I want to live forever and learn new things until, as everything tends toward entropy, it's all over. But that plastic bag in a grocery store is going to be around long after I'm dust. Anyhow, guys, thank you for coming in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the game. The game was actually shorter than our little chat session here, I think. Yep. No, Plato wrote, right. Plato wrote the Republic, and it's everything you read by Plato. It's Socrates, Socrates. Yes, absolutely. Socrates, like Jesus, didn't write anything. Christ never wrote anything either. Pretty amazing how two guys who didn't write anything have influenced history, have changed the world, really, both Socrates and Christ. And in fact, in the Eastern Orthodox Church, Socrates, while not venerated as a saint, in the East we have um, a huge amount of respect because Socrates and Plato, they were arguing in a polytheistic society for a mono, for the concept of one God, one supreme being, and the Socratic method is something very, very highly respected in the Orthodox Catholic Church is its official name, one of them. Yep, Cousin Castro saying always learning, always learning, always learning. We all are. And why I love getting together with you guys and why the game is secondary is because all of you are smart. You guys are intelligent. You're curious. You ask questions. You're seekers. All seekers. And for Socrates, wasn't that the most noble pursuit? I mean, read the Republic. Right? What was the Republic about? He is trying to talk somebody out of being, right? This tyrant, and why a philosopher king is impossible. World's Worst Gamer questions everything. I know you do. I know you do. I even question why the hell people bothering put. Why do people put pineapple on pizza? All right, here we go. We're gonna do it. Probably nobody's gonna answer it, okay? But I'm gonna do a poll, and because these are anonymous, we're gonna see here. Okay, here we go. Because we're just getting heavy here now. Okay, this might be the most divisive question of the 21st century. All right, now we're gonna see. All right, all right, there we go. So, your votes are anonymous. If you feel like voting. Oh, look at this. All right. Oh my God, this is surprising. Okay, let's see. World's Worst Gamer says, I just got back after rescuing the star for no reason. I thought it was Sunday for the third time today. I hate when that happens. Pardon me, didn't mean to cough there, guys, but it is what it is. Wow. Okay, there's not that many people in here, so I'm going to close this poll like now. This is crazy. All right, so let's end it. So 60% of you say yes for pineapple on pizza. 40% of you say no. All right, well, for the 60%, we're not going to whack you on the first offense. We're a kindler, gentler cabal here, if you will. Gary Sorrell says, spent 3 years in Italy. Thank you. Grazie, 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 huh? Oh my God, I know. I'm half Italian. I'm just horrified. So, you say whack them now. All right, Gary, you're now consigliere. All right, so we have the consigliere in here now. Nice. Well, you keep that up, Gary. You're going to be underboss, but now you'd have to. Oh yeah, yeah. You'd be a wartime consigliere like Genko, right? Not like Tom Hagen, right? Well, our underboss here though is Ken Castro. So the but yeah, we're gonna make Nathaniel. He's gonna be a capo regime here. Yeah, good. World's worst gamer. I think we'll make him an enforcer. How about that? There we go. The wartime consigliere. Yep, the underboss. There he is, huh? Ken Castro. He's the underboss. So I hope everybody had fun tonight. I really do. I really do. We've gone way off the rails once again, which is fun. Which is fun. Okay, so World's Worst Gamer is going to be Enforcer. Okay. Oh, now I see Jackass Whiskey here. Now he's bringing up something else here, pretty big, gentlemen, which is also, I don't have to vote on this one, nor do I have an opinion because I'm a vegetarian. However, Jackass Whiskey says he doesn't mind pineapple on pizza, but he is dogmatic on hot dogs, only mustard. So, wow, how about that? So, this was a blast. Thank you, Nathaniel, and it's good to see that wrench beside your name, as it is everybody here that has them. So, World's Worst Gamer looking for, yeah, good stuff. All right, so tomorrow night, I think it's going to be game one in round three. Is it? Is it round three? I believe it's round three. Let's go to this Ken Castro tournament here for a second. Yep. So tomorrow night will be game one between the 1907 Chicago Cubs and the 1908 Cleveland Naps. And until we can figure out what's going on here between the Baltimore and Providence series, that will be on hold. And probably Cleveland and Chicago will end up doing most or a few of those games before we can coordinate with Ken and Clinton. And I've got to talk to Steve Tate to figure out how we can do that. So that's what's coming up next. So he says that, or Jackass Whiskey also says hot dogs must be 100% beef, no pork or turkey. Okay, so Nathaniel seems to be he's siding with Jackass Whiskey on the mustard on hot dogs debate. Ken Castro wants some scrapple for breakfast after all this talk of hot dogs. So, yeah, well, I don't have to be part of that debate though. So, no ketchup. No ketchup on hot dogs, says Nathaniel Lentz. Well, there you go, guys. Okay, but let me ask you this again. I don't eat them, but I am led to understand that sauerkraut is a good thing to have on hot dogs. Is that okay or not? I don't know because I don't eat them. So all you carnivores here can Educate me if you want. So brats are a different story. Okay. See, I'm the vegetarian getting a little bit of edumacation here. All right. Okay, so sauerkraut is okay on hot dogs. Okay. And World's Worst Gamer says he says no to ketchup. I don't eat ketchup at all. Brat's gotta be loaded with toppings, says cousin Ken. Okay. This is good. This is good. Now are we moving into haute cuisine? Not quite haute cuisine, but at least cuisine. If hot dogs and brats can be called cuisine, we're getting there, right? All right, now before we go, I've got to ask. Let me see. Jackass says, bit of sweet well, but no kraut. Kraut is better on. Okay, but it's better on brats. Okay, so I want to see how many aristocrats we have in here in this chat. So World's Worst Gamer, he had baby beef liver with onions and Canadian back bacon tonight. Love it. Kraut on its own, says Consigliere Gary. We're gonna call you Gary Sorelli. All right. Just kidding. All right, so see how many aristocrats in here. All right, who here likes their steak rare? You like it rare, you're an aristocrat. Anybody here that's a rare steaker person? Curious, curious. I'm not going to do a poll. I'm just curious if anybody is a rare steak person. Okay, Nathaniel says no. Medium rare, world's worst gamer, so he's moving toward aristocrat. Gary says, if I was taking minutes this meeting, I would have given up a while ago. We're all over the place. Welcome to the family, pal. Ken will tell you that we are like everywhere, man, everywhere. It's like rare that we stick to baseball. But I'm really trying to keep this to at the end of this stogie, and we're done for the night. Ken says, hell no to rare steak. So Nathaniel, um, and so our capo regime, Nathaniel says medium. The consigliere says medium. Jackass whiskey, medium rare, and medium for the underboss. Okay, so we have two semi-aristocrats, and then okay. No, I do know as a vegetarian the big no-no for steak, though, is well done. Is like that's like a no-no. That like if you go to a really good restaurant and you order your steak well done, you're gonna really piss the chef off. That's what I'm told. So, um, okay, cool. There we go. Now I've got a glimpse into everybody's. There he is, finally. The prodigal son returns. PQ Ribber manifests. Where have you been, man? Oh, you love steak burnt. Well, there we go. All right. PQ Ribber has not been in here in forever, man. I saw you pop into MV's. Was it MV's or Steve Tate's thing today? Steve Tate's. Hiding, busy with dumb stuff. Drawing. Okay, good. There's no such thing as dumb stuff, is there? Yeah, it was in Steve's. Okay. Look, you gentlemen will notice that PQ Ribber's a man of few words, but very smart. Steak is expensive. If you get it well done, you're wasting your money, says Jackass Whiskey and Pinto Beans. Tastes best and choose. It tastes best and chews better. Interesting. No, let's not get in a dust up here, familia, on steaks, though. Yeah, it does piss off chefs. I did say it. When you manifested as I said that, actually. So your favorite cut is ribeye. So PQ, man, you've been missed. You've been missed. PQ, say hi to Nathaniel and Gary. They're sort of part of the late evening madness now that is this channel. We actually finished the damn game, I think, almost an hour ago. So nothing's really changed here. Can't go to the mattresses within the family. Nice. Now you can't. That's right, but you can't. You get on to Carlos Santos. You're telling me, 38 mattresses. Or Sonny's thinking about going to the mattresses. Make sure they're clean. These guys got to stay up there for a while, right? So there. So Gary and PQ, everybody's saying hi. PQ, long member, very eclectic. You guys will like him. So Nathaniel's having a lot of fun. Can't stop laughing. Well, I hope you're laughing with me and not at me. Although some of the community laughs at me, and that's fine too. It's all good. Oh, right. Particle science. Oh, well, particle science. Now, you're going to go to Wales. You're going to go hang out with MV. Okay, with me. Thank you, Nathaniel. So you're going to go visit MV in Wales, are you? Nice. And see particle science. So you and I have a different perspective on particle science, as you know. But our Red Sox fan already started and ended stream. We're still. Oh, damn it! I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I had no idea what Al do tonight. Al's a good guy, man. One of the stalwarts of the community. You're a total sap. Can't help it. Ribeyes have the meat and fat. When you grill them, the fat melts into the meat, and then we get the mmm. Okay? Take your word for it. Take your word for it. Again, I'm not here to convert or preach about vegetarianism or veganism. That's why I'm just asking you guys what are you into and just want get to know people. We'll figure out who we're gonna whack later. So it's all good. How do I like my tofu? It depends, man. If it's in Thai food, because tofu takes on all kinds of flavors. So I like extremely, extremely spicy food, like super spicy food. Seriously, um, hotter the better, and that's with anything, man. Just made some French bread pizza tonight, and I mean so much good crushed red pepper on it. Food's got to burn twice. Why is that a shame? Oh, same. Good. Okay, I thought you said shame. I love spicy food. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And when I go there, they know me now. But the first time I went there, I said, "I want you to make it as hot as you would eat it." And they looked, "Are you sure?" Yes. And so they gave me a little smirk, and I ate it. And they're like, "Oh, okay, you like hot food? Yeah, love it." And it's good for you. It's good for you. Spicy food's good for you. So, but yeah, I'm one of those grazers. I'm a grazer. But I don't push my beliefs on others, man. As others don't push their beliefs on me. So I get along with meat eaters, man. If I have a girlfriend, the last person she's like, "But I'm a meat eater. You still kiss me?" I said, "Absolutely." So why wouldn't I? So you also like porterhouses. Bone adds to the flavor when grilling. Gives you a bigger tenderloin than a T-bone. Okay. So PQ River says he's ordering meals from online. Which one? There was one that a girl that I was seeing back across the pond, and she was getting stuff from I think it was Hello Fresh or something, and it was really good food. It was really good food, man. Nathaniel says yes. I guess we're talking about spicy food. He said his stomach does not agree with him anymore. Cook Unity. I will have to look it up because the people I'm staying with, I'm the only vegetarian. Do they have vegetarian options or vegan options? I'm guessing they do. Most places do now. Mm. Trivia, and this ties into back to gangster movies. In the first Godfather movie, Sterling Hayden plays Captain McCluskey, right? So the veal that he's eating isn't. Sterling Hayden was a vegetarian, and so I guess back in the 70s that was not an easy thing to do. And that's actually a vegetable protein that Sterling Hayden's eating. That's not a piece of veal. He insisted that they find something. So a little bit of Godfather trivia that has to do with vegetarianism. There you go. The guy that broke Mike's jaw. How about it? All the decent places here have closed or jack prices for tourists. What hasn't gone up these days, though? Right? Man, pre-pandemic, rents have doubled. I just went to the grocery store today, you guys. I bought five like bags of groceries. And I mean, we're not talking like huge bags either, man. $148. $148. It's nuts. I'm like, what the hell did I buy here? You know, it's nuts. So our consigliere says if he's in a trattoria, he's getting carbonara. Nice. Christopher Slovic, good to see you too, man. Good to see you too, bud. Been following you on Facebook, and man, you're getting to know your stuff. How long are you? How much longer are you in America for? You like it another few weeks, another month? So everybody seems to know Christopher, um, one of the best broadcast voices in this community is Christopher Slovic. You're here till July. Oh, we'll have time to get together then if you're here till July 31st. Good, good, good. Sterling Hayden, a manly man, says PQ River. Wizards Gamer says, as an enforcer, all I got is a bat to use at this point. Has barbed wire on it. It is definitely, it will work. Definitely. Remember, we don't want them dead. Yeah, I want to get to a Bucko game too, man. I haven't been to a Pirate game in eons, Christopher. So I'm gonna have to. You got a way to pick me up, dude. I'll hop on a Greyhound and get over to the Berg, and we'll catch a Bucko game. I used to work. So when I was working in Pittsburgh, when I was living in America, one of my times living in America, whatever, I used to work at the Cuckoo's Nest on Carson Street. It was a magic shop there. And by the time we would close, right, I'd be leaving the South Side, and it would always be like by the third inning at PNC, and it used to piss me off, man. It was like I used to beg Linda because I was always the one who had to close the shop. I'm like, could you just one night? It's not like I'm the only magician in Pittsburgh, and certainly not the only magician that works here. Please, so I can just drive out of here and catch a game at PNC, and so I'm definitely I'm up for that. I wish we could have gotten together for that Senators game, but that just things did not work out that week. It was bad, 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 bad. So yeah, in a pinch, use a trash can lid like Sonny. You know in that fight, James Caan didn't like I forget the actor's name now. He's still around. Broke a rib during that fight. James Caan broke one of this guy's ribs. Didn't like him, and that bite was real. Um, I guess he got what was his name is Johnny. I can forget his last name, but he was kind of not that he himself was connected, but it was kind of some favors and stuff, and got in the film. And James Caan hated that, and actually, um, James Caan wasn't pulling all his punches and kicks in that fight in the first Godfather movie. So interesting stuff. Anyhow, James Caan was in Rollerball. Yup. He just died recently. Yeah, he did do a great job playing a douche, huh? Oh yeah, son who's beating him up. That was. He said, "You touch my sister again, I'll kill you." Boom, and then another kick in the ribs. Bah. That guy's still around. He has a YouTube channel, and I'll be damned if I can remember that actor's name. He's still around. So he was good. James Caan hated him, but he was a pretty good actor. The first Godfather movie, Christopher. Yeah, Nathaniel, I think you're the first Brewers fan I've met in this community. And you're a Red Sox fan. There's a million Red Sox fans in this community. God, there's so many of them. But I think you're the first Brewers fan. We should check scores, by the way, before we go, because we should. Oh, yeah, bite me, ad block. Work on it later. All right. Well, the good news is that my Pirates didn't lose tonight because they didn't play. So Milwaukee edged the Mets 2-1. Oh, Cincinnati loses 10-3 to the Orioles. Um, what else? So And Milwaukee won. That sucks. We play the Padres next. Um, we're about as bad as the Padres, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. Anyhow, Nathaniel's in Wisconsin. The guy still didn't learn his lesson, had to go for a ride. Gary knows the lingo, man. Well done. Well done. Every time we get into these gangster chats, whether it's the movies or the actual mob, people get kind of involved in that, and that's kind of fun. So, again, check out Michael Francesi. What a great channel. He's getting up near 1 million subscribers. I hope he gets them. Um, but he seems like just a a good guy, really good guy, and I don't know that I'd go buy his wine though, because I'm really picky about wine. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But check out Michael Francesi's channel. Good stuff. Good stuff. You enjoy it. Miller's Crossing is a great movie. We talked about that one earlier, a little bit. Coen Brothers flick. I love the Coen Brothers are amazing. Miller's Crossing, a rather serious movie. I mean, it has some comedic moments, but for the Coen Brothers, that's a pretty damn serious movie. So I got your link from your channel, Chris. So I'm guessing, did you put the link? If the link is on there, I'll find it in there. So definitely. So, want to buy your what? Your win collection? What is a win? What are you talking about? What is that? Do I want to buy anything? Are you kidding me? Oh, is that it? Okay, toolkit. Thank you. All right, because I'm designing some sites for people, and I want to look at some of these things. Thank you. I would definitely. Oh, this is in beta right now. Nice. Okay. Um, it's not telling me much of anything, but oh, there's the about. Okay. Definitely check it out. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Because I thought that was when you were doing that. I'm like, what the hell's Christopher doing here? And now you're telling me that was all done by AI. That was talk about some deep fake. You guys should check that out. Oh, wine, wine, wine. Okay. You said win. Am I a computer programmer? I'm an instructional designer, Nathaniel. That's what my master's is in instructional design. So I'm also if you look at that, it's kind of hard to see, but that tiger, that's like a drawing of a tiger. That's something I did. So I'm an instructional designer. So what we do is we're kind of half techie, half content creator, teacher, whatever. But I also design websites for businesses and others and things like that. So, but no, I'm not a programmer at all. I mean, I can do some CSS and things like that. But if you were to tell me, hey, you know, program something in C++, I'd be like, no. Python, I can kind of look at Python and kind of sort of know what's going on with Python, but no, I'm not a programmer. I'm a designer. So, yeah, I have. I've seen Rome. I grew up around it. So you have too, right? So the Gambino family ran your hometown. Yeah. And I grew up around the Lucchese family. So you wrote that script, Christopher. That was impressive. I will definitely check that out. Hopefully it's not terribly expensive. I've been messing around with it in things like Canva and stuff like that, but that was bloody brilliant. Because it fooled me. I'm like, why would Christopher Slovik put up this thing that looks like 1969, 1970, something like that? Christopher, why don't you put it, if you wouldn't mind putting that link in there so the guys can see that and also get them to your channel too. So storage racks in your basement, shielded from light. There's stuff there that's 20 plus years old. Nice. And the underboss says he lived in Italy for a bit in 1983. What part of Italy? What part of Italy, you guys? I got to make sure you guys aren't Germans here. There's a new one. Oh my God. All right. Let me see if it'll let me open it. When you're streaming, it sometimes doesn't let you do that.
Welcome everybody to the CB.
Oh my, oh, that's crazy. Guys, check that out. Go check out. This is AI, man. Oh my God. You swear this dude looks like some sportscaster, like even now. Like, just go check it out, guys. Seriously, this is 2 minutes of your time. And if you've hung out with me this long, so he has it. Christopher has a 1980 college football, and I said the word. I'm sorry, I swore my own channel. F ball selection show, CBS News. So I'm dropping a like here, guys. Check this out. Go ahead, go have fun. Okay, so Gary, you were in Italy, all right, and Ken, you were in Germany. Just saying. We don't worry about aging here, Nathaniel. It's all about the poison. But yeah, isn't that crazy? Did you guys check out what Christopher did there? He wrote. I mean, that's like scary. That is scary good. Scary good. So you were up there close to the Austrian border. So did you get over to Lago Maggiore? So northern Italy. That's what my family they call Germans. Anybody north of the Po River. Well, let Rome, but they're Germans. That's what we call them. That is, isn't that freaky? That is freaky stuff. I'm almost afraid to look at the pricing on that, but I will check it out definitely. Okay, so the actual town is west of Venezia. All right, German. It's just it's an Italy thing. What can I say? The North hates the South and vice versa. So Gary says his favorite trattoria got shut up about 2 hours. Oh, the Camorra. The Camorra are bad. Bad, bad, bad. They make the Sicilian mafia look like Boy Scouts. The Camorra is bad news, man. They are bad agents. There's only one crime group even worse than the Camorra, and that's still, it tells you how brutal. Yep. Campania, yeah, Campania Badass is actually, yeah, absolutely. So PQ Ribber says that his great grandfather manufactured a soap that Legs Diamond liked. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. That is cool. Yeah, well, I, you know what though, Gary, you had the good sense not to go argue with the Camorra. They're not nice people, and the Ndrangheta, they're even worse. Those guys are Calabrese. They're in Calabria, so a little further south. And Ndrangheta, the Russian mafia doesn't even mess with those dudes. They're the Camorra, man. They're bad. They're bad agents. Bad agents. Yeah, quietly fumed. Oh, it's okay. So Recepio is the town you stayed in. Yeah, tech is amazing and it's incredible. Peak or yeah, Christopher Slovic says it's scary, but for now I want to use it for immersion, hoping they incorporate video so I can make your highlight shows. So you can incorporate video. You can actually. There's a program that will let you do that, Christopher. We'll have to talk about that. Boardwalk Empire. There's a good one. The only thing that I didn't like about that show, Nathaniel, the only thing I didn't like about is they really kind of played up Al Capone too much and played down Lucky Luciano. But Boardwalk Empire was amazing, and that's he's based. I mean, they're all based on real whatever. And I found out that Sir Paul McCartney was a big fan of Boardwalk Empire. So yay, cool. Steve Buscemi is awesome. Yes, he is. Yeah, AI will do all kinds of crazy stuff, isn't it? But yeah, they didn't do enough. I mean, because what they didn't show in there is Al Capone feared Lucky Luciano. But, Capone, again, the actor who played Capone is a British actor, did a good job. I really liked Boardwalk Empire. Was really sorry to see that one end, but did well. It really, really did well. Loved it. So, any Peaky Blinders fans in here? Well, I guess since we've gone back to gangs and stuff, anybody like Peaky Blinders? I'm a huge fan of Peaky Blinders. Love it, love it, love it. Christopher Slovic says, Beatles, I just noticed something in my video. A guy talking about how anyone could win except Western Michigan. I made the guy do a side comment at minute 30. His mannerisms are spot on. I will definitely check that out. I don't think I can do. I can't. I'll get dinged if I do your video while I'm streaming, so I have to look at it afterwards. It is freaky stuff, huh? Ah, was your dog count? Would you having storms? We just had some storms below through here. My cats were like, 100-degree day, still 89. Yeah, we have. It hasn't gotten really hot yet here in the Commonwealth. It was uncomfortably warm and humid here today, but then we had some serious rain blast through. So no fireworks. Yeah, fireworks. Animals are so afraid of them. Well, it's summer, gentlemen, and as much as 100 plus degree. Well, we don't really get those in PA. We get in the high 90s. We will get 100 every once in a while. I'll take it over 2 degrees any day. So prefer warm weather. My favorite though, I would like spring weather all year. I'd be fine in like Hawaii, right? Hottest it gets there's like 85 usually. I'd be fine with Hawaii, man. 75 in the winter, 80 in the summer. All right, so the consigliere says, hate to leave this great discussion, but he's headed to sleep. It's been a pleasure. Absolutely, Gary, and likewise, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to close it down here in a moment, as I said, in a little while. So, buonanotte, consigliere. Huh? Yeah, molto grazie, molto grazie. How does hell know humidity? Yeah, humidity's the isn't that, humidity's a bitch, isn't it? It's, you can't breathe, man. You can't breathe. Arizona dry heat would be wonderful. Yeah, sit in the shade, right? Anyhow, guys, thank you. Let's do these thank yous. This was a lot of fun tonight. We will be back tomorrow again with the 1907 Cubs and the 1908 Naps, and see how things shake out from there. Wednesday night will be showing off the updated baseball history collection for Action PC Baseball. No, we did baseball. We did baseball. So we just did baseball, and then we went from the baseball to the mafia, westerns, bikers, IQ tests, um, pineapple on pizza, how steak should be done, what should be eaten on a hot dog. Then we went back to gangsters, and then whatever the hell we're talking about. Now we're talking. Oh, IQ. Yeah, we did IQ, and now we're talking about the weather. So when we're talking about the weather, that tells me we're probably all talked out for the night. All right, gentlemen, and I mean that good family we have here. So thank you to the enforcer here, World's Worst Gamer, to PQ River, to Jackass Whiskey and Pinto Beans, who is he's kind of the guy that's going to try to keep us straight and on the level here. So that's all good. Nathaniel, one of our capo regime. Thank you, Nathaniel, newest member of the family here, which is really cool. To our consigliere Gary, who's off to Dreamland. Christopher Slovic, the voice. He is the voice. Go check out that channel. You want to talk about immersion? Chris doesn't need AI. He sounds like the real thing right off the rip. The heart and soul and underboss of the channel, Cousin Ken Castro. The only Portuguese underboss, I'm told. That's all right. That's why I'm going to take over, because I know the good people here. Anyhow, did I get everybody here? God, we went right through a Al Red Sox fan stream. That sucks. I like catching Al's streams, but okay, I think we got everybody, man. No, Todd B was in here. Can't forget Todd B. So thank you, Todd B. I know he's been way back there. And actually, there was probably people here before, but it stops at something about caper con movies from Jackass Whiskey. So, all right, guys. See you tomorrow night for some dead ball action. Have fun. Roll up some games. Um, Eat your hot dogs and steak properly. Whatever. And don't whack anybody. See you around the batting cage, guys.